It's rough out there. We have 3 more days of this. First alert weather days, dangerously hot and humid. So not only is it, the heat, but it's really the humidity. It's always the kicker because it creates that feels like temperature in your body. You step outside and, the thermometer may say one thing on a day like today, could say 100 degrees. We're going for record highs, but nonetheless, it could say, your body says, though, oh, it feels like 110 or something like that. It's because of how much moisture we have in the air. That dew point temperature is very critical. So, yes, there's that risk, of course, for heat-related illnesses. So, ways of staying cautious, but keep an eye on the pets, too. They need you to kind of think for them that it's, all right, time to come in, even if they have some water. I mean, it's just too much. This is not stuff you don't want to be outside for very long. And whether you're under heat advisory, extreme heat warning, same deal. We got to be cautious out there. It's today, tomorrow, extreme heat warning, and we're going to be dealing with that feels like temperature getting rough pretty quickly. So, as I said, you're working out early in the morning. It doesn't feel as bad as it's going to feel, but past 10 o'clock, it's already feeling in the 90s. By noon, it's going to feel in the lower 100s inland, 90s along the shoreline. So the shoreline, especially southeast, is the place to go. Not going to be feeling as bad as it will inland, and that, 3-digit mark feels like temperature. But we are going with that, heat wave continuing. 92 for the high yesterday, so today's a lot worse. Going for a record high today of 100 degrees, going for a record of 101 tomorrow, 95 for the record high on Wednesday. So very hot inland temperatures, a little bit of relief along the shoreline. Thank you, sea breeze. You're probably like, a little bit of relief. You can kind of seek that out. So only twice have we ever had a 100-degree high temperature for the Hartford area in the month of June. And we're likely going to get to that today. That would make it the earliest on record. And here we go. 3 in a row, first alert weather days, all because of the heat. But notice that icon starts to change on Wednesday, so relief starts to move in. There is a low-end chance for a strong wind-producing storm, and that kind of heat, you can get a little strong storm to develop. Nothing terribly, widespread with this, but there's that chance Wednesday for some scattered or isolated thunderstorms. We're still trying to figure out the kind of coverage, looking at some of the, high-resolution data on Futurecast. I'm like, not super impressed, so not enough to be like, oh, I don't have to do any watering for the lawn and garden. Yeah, you probably will. It just doesn't look that impressive, but there is change on the way. But we've got to wait till late Wednesday for that. Air quality alert in effect for ground level ozone, unhealthy air. You have asthma, COPD. Another reason to not be outside for very long today. You don't want to breathe in that kind of air. But winds are locks. We have a little bit of haze. There's been a little bit of wildfire smoke coming across our sky. No issues because of that, but that's why it looks a little hazy out there. Scott Gagliotti was mentioning that last night about today. And that fog is burning off. Temperatures heating up already. 81 in New Haven, 70s inland. Perfect day for the pool, splash pad, a hose, spray, whatever it takes to cool you off if you're going to be outside or the kiddos are itching, to do something. And there are different ways. Sprinklers go a long way, real simple, cheap ways to stay cool. 90s inland, 80s at the shoreline today. Of course, if you're out there, you need the sunscreen. The sun, it will zap you in like 2 seconds with giving you a burn. We don't want that to happen, right? We have 80s along the shoreline until you get towards Brantford westward. That's where it's going to be a little toasty at the beach. The allergy forecast, well, it's moderate to high as we go forward. Your first alert 7-day forecast. Here we go. Thursday, 80s, we can tolerate that with a few isolated storms. 70s for highs by Friday into Saturday. Right now, if you're trying to plan which day is a drier day, it's Sunday over the weekend, but Saturday still doesn't look like a washout. But we can't put an end to that stretch. 17 weekends in a row with at least some form of rain. Caitlin?